So you've been told that going from 0 to 10K a month is easy, and you've been lied to. It's very hard. And if you had watched my previous video, you'd know that the first step to going from 0 to 10K a month starts with you asking yourself the right questions and actually taking an audit of yourself and taking responsibility. Lucky for you, I'm going to tell you what the next step is. The next step, in my opinion, from going from 0 to 10K a month, or from 10 to 50 to 100K a month, in whatever vehicle you use to success, all comes down to sacrifice. Yes, sacrifice. This goes hand in hand with responsibility, because first of all, you take responsibility for your actions. You stop the blame game. You identify the vehicles are not the problem. I'm the problem. Have I got what it takes to actually go from 0 to 10K a month? So once you've identified that, and once you've done an audit on yourself and identified what's required for you to go from 0 to 10K a month in terms of characteristics, habits, and information, then the next step, obviously, is sacrifice. So right now, you're probably spending a lot of time doing things, or you may not be doing things. But where sacrifice comes in is after you've done the audit on your life, after you've reviewed everything that you're spending time on, you now need to identify and make that tough decision to decide that you're going to focus on what it takes. And what that simply means is that we need to make sacrifices. So the next step is identifying where you're spending most of your time and energy. What are you doing with your time and your energy? So make a list. Look back at yesterday. What have you spent your time doing? Look at the whole week, for instance. What do you spend most of your time and energy doing? It might be Netflix. It might be playing Xbox. If you're already a business owner, you might be spending time replying to emails, spending time speaking to team members, spending time in meetings that are just not necessary. So once you've identified these things, you've made the list, what you now want to envision in this analogy is that we identified that we need a vehicle. We need a vehicle that's going to take us to our North Star. So now picture this. Picture that vehicle as a rocket. And the rocket is what's going to take you from where you are now, whether it's 10K a month, 50K a month, to your goal, to your North Star. So imagine a rocket. And this is going to be high level. I might make a video a bit more practical and maybe get a whiteboard or do a Loom video breaking it all down in depth. But just stay with me with this one, right? So imagine a rocket, and the rocket is what's going to get you from where you are now to where you want to get to. In order for that rocket to go up, in order for that rocket to move from where it is now to that North Star, it needs fuel, right? So fuel, combustion, fire, however you want to call it. So just stay with me, right? So you've got your list of things you're doing. That's your work. That's what you spend most of your time doing, right? So you've made your list. On that list, you might have Netflix, you might have go to church, for instance, you might have meditation, you might have go to the gym, you might have go to school if you're still a student, whatever, right? So now you want to identify and remove all the things that are not aligned to the characteristics and the habits of a 10K a month person. A 10K a month person is not spending time and energy on Netflix or on TikTok or scrolling through on Instagram. That's a fact, right? So make a list, because you've already understood the characteristics of what a 10K a month person is. It's easy for you to now cross them out. And what you're now doing is you're giving yourself an extra time and energy. So envision time and energy as 1 unit, and you're spending 1 unit per hour on Netflix in a day. So once you've crossed that out, you now have an extra 1 unit spare, right? So as you cross out and you stop doing these habits and you sacrificing these things that a 10K a month person does not do, you're giving yourself more. So just stay with me on this, right? And now what that means is that you've got an extra unit for each task or habit you stop doing. So you're burning that time and energy, and then now that's fueling your rocket to get you to where you want to get to. So it's quite simple. You make a list of what you have, what you do, you cross out all the stuff you don't want to do. It buys yourself more time, more energy. You focus that time and energy into the fuel that's going to get you and your rocket to your North Star. Very simple. So, some of you might be thinking, okay, I've taken away all Netflix, TikTok, my chilling time, and you might have family time. As I said, you might go to church, you might meditate. These are all stuff that are beneficial to you getting to 10K a month. So by all means, keep them there. But you might be thinking, oh, what are you trying to say, David? Should I just work? No. So now that you've eliminated all these things that are not aligned with a 10K a month individual, you now want to add stuff in. How do you wind down? Right? In my opinion, what I do is I read. So I'll add a book in because I know that's going to increase my knowledge. That's going to help me develop as a person. So it could be different things. It could be going on walks. It could be meditation. It could even be watching documentaries. Like that's very, very, very informative to you as a person, as an individual, because you're growing in knowledge. So in short, what I'm trying to say is that you have to make sacrifices. You have to review what are you spending most of your time and energy on. And you have to eliminate the things that do not align with the person you want to become. And that's a 10K a month individual, or 50K a month individual, or 100K a month individual.